Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Jenelle Kim with The Experts, and I am here today with the Frank Elaridi. He is, I'm going to tell you in just a moment, but he is truly an incredible and very special human being and someone who I know is and will continue to be a lifelong friend, and I do not say that often. So before we begin, I want to tell everyone a little bit more about you. I mean, quite frankly, you sent over a bio that was very concise, which I appreciate. But then as everyone can see, I have like a million more bullet points because it was not even, there's so much. Okay. Frank Elaridi is a 4-time Emmy award-winning journalist. I mean, that's really amazing. You worked on networks, news stations such as ABC News, Good Morning America, many more, but ultimately. And you covered everything from refugee camps to the Academy Awards before becoming an energy healer. Now that is a pivot. I love it. Well, not deep down, but his spiritual YouTube channel has more than 40 million views. His TEDx talk explores how to reframe negative thoughts. And his new online course, which everyone should take, is called Awaken the Healer Within. It helps healing practitioners build their brand and grow their client base. Because deep down, yes, I'm sorry, Frank, I'm just going to go out on a limb here. And yes, this is for particularly healing practitioners, of course, but I know the way that you teach, I know the content, the practices, all the things that you give, and I think that everyone would benefit.
You must be psychic because as you were reading that, I was thinking, I was like, that's only like 10% of the people that take the class. So I don't know why we market it that way. As soon as I had that thought, you just like
it just came. Yes, yeah. So that's how we are together, you know. And good. I'm glad we agree because I just really went for it. And Frank's like, no, actually,
no, you're right.
Thank goodness. You also have an amazing podcast. That's actually how we met. I had the honor of being on your podcast called Quite Frankly, and you're the co-author of the Modern Nirvana Oracle deck, which I have right by my bed.
Oh,
it's beautiful.
Nice.
Like it's so beautiful
and
thoughtful,
right
and
there.
I do.
Yeah.
And I am very, what's the word? Not picky because I can't think of anything else for all the reasons of what I keep near me, and that way the things that I do, I know we'll have a little surprise later.
Honestly, I wrote it with 2 other people as well, yes. And they are three. We were 4 total, and they were incredible. We were just totally channeling something when we created that.
I know, and it's beautiful, and it looks like an Asian woman, like a warrior on the front.
Yeah.
We all probably see what we want to see.
They wanted that.
Wow, okay, I need to put this near my bed. And then also you had this, I don't even necessarily know, but you had summits or an event, forgive me if I'm not saying it right, Modern Nirvana, where you had amazing, renowned.
Dave Asprey,
yes.
Deepak Chopra, I mean, Sadhguru, like really incredible speakers. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I mean, amazing. So, okay. That's your bio.
Thank you. You did make it better. Thank you.
If you didn't know about yourself, now you do. And everyone who doesn't know you now is beginning to. So before we dive in, I always love to know where it started. Not maybe lifetimes ago, but in your life. So tell me a little bit, Frank, about, because we have not had this conversation. No, what you were like when you were little and how you think you got to being a 4-time Emmy Award winning journalist. Now that is a serious accomplishment.
What
seriously.
a jump, right? I mean, it's
and
so
now
funny.
energy healer.
And energy healer, yeah, which is the most fulfilling thing I've ever done. As a kid, I was super, first I was born into a civil war. And we left Lebanon when I was about 5 or 8 months old. So I came in with, I mean, it's funny because I don't really realize, I think, how much it affected me until I became an energy healer. And sometimes something would come up where I didn't feel safe or something. And I would ask, spirit is where I get my answers. We'll get into that later.
Yes.
And because I have clear cognizance, so I will ask, and it would be like, this was from 3 months old or 4 months old, a trauma, shock. And so I was always like, well, it has to be that, And so that's what I was born into. And then, we came to the US. It was California raised. And I always was extremely sensitive. I can pick up the energy of everybody in the room. I just knew everything, and my parents would always ask me, like, what did you dream last night? What were your dreams like? Because I would say things like, I told my dad his dad was going to die the next day. He died. I told him after the fact, but I knew the day before.
I get it. I understand.
I told him the next morning. Yeah, things like that. So I was always really sensitive, but I wanted to be an actor. I grew up in California, you know. I ended up, when it was around the time to go to college, my mom was like, you know, just in case the acting thing doesn't happen, why don't you just, you know, go to college? So she was the one who suggested journalism.
Amazing.
Because for me, I was like, well, I don't even know what I would major in. There's nothing else I want to do. I wanted to act and write, and that was it. And she was like, well, try journalism. You get to write and still be on camera. And I was like, okay. So I did.
So wise.
Right. But it ended up being like, when I did that, I was like, oh, that's all I want to do. Forget acting. Like, I actually don't, I thought I wanted that, but this is what I want. And
you know, it's funny. I was, for a moment I paused because I completely forgot. But when I was little, if someone were to ask me what I wanted to be, I'd say a reporter. Like, literally completely forgot about that until just this moment. I was like, wait a second.
I told you this too. I thought I texted you the trailer from our episode on my show, but I accidentally sent it to another Jenelle, who's my friend's mom. Works at a news station, and she's like, "Oh, she's so beautiful. She looks like one of our reporters."
Well,
and so
maybe it's my doppelganger.
there you go.
Is that a thing? I don't know. I need to understand more. Please go ahead. But that was so funny.
No, but that's it. That was kind of my childhood.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so so you went to school.
Yeah.
For all these things, and then how did you get? I mean, that's like I said, that's a serious accomplishment. You know,
thank you.
You
yeah,
don't just get Emmys
I
and
kind of landed at Good Morning America as an intern.
Okay,
and from there, well, I was editor in chief of my college newspaper, and then from there, started to work at Good Morning America, and you know, there were other interns throughout the years, but there was only me and one other that ended up going from like intern to desk assistant to producer and then to producer reporter.
I love that.
And yeah, it was really awesome. I was there for 12 years.
Oh my gosh, yes.
If you talk to me probably 5 years, I left about 5 years ago. If you talked to me before that, I would be talking to you like this right now, like super, you would just see my nervous system was so loud and regulated, you know, just so unregulated.
Right.
And like, it took me probably 2 or 3 years of leaving there to just be fully regulated. Like, my nervous system now is like impeccable.
Yes,
and
this
it's
I know.
because of like, you know, everything I do now is just nurturing for myself. Even when I'm working with other clients, you know, they're crying and telling me they have these miracles, like, and I thank them because I'm like, this is what gives me the revelation, is by experiencing other people's healing. Like, when I see another heal, I see, okay, a part of the collective was healed.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
so right, and so for me, like, that's the most fulfilling thing. But yeah, I would, in those 12 years when I was at Good Morning America and ABC, by the way, I love it. So not to talk negative about it.
Oh no, I've heard you say positive things for sure.
You know, it taught me everything. It gave me credibility. It taught me how to tell stories. I met presidents and royals and every celebrity you can imagine, every everyday hero, you know, like local heroes, things like that. So every natural disaster, I was on the front lines to witness nature in its incredible way. But with that comes, like, I would be, let's say if I was doing this with you right now, or if we got dinner later or something, my phone would be next to me.
Of course.
And I would get a call, a frantic call,
right,
that there's a hurricane that just hit in I don't know, Cuba, and I have to be on the next flight.
Yes.
And I'd be like, okay, and I would just go. I'd have a go bag in my car too. Yeah, at all times there was a packed bag in my car. On the way to the airport, I would be calling my cat sitter. Hey, can you, like, are you able to just go check on the cats? And then I would be looking at my schedule and seeing every doctor's appointment that week that I'm going to have to cancel.
Right.
Or, hey, I don't know how long I'm going to be gone, because I could go for a day and tomorrow they're like, okay, story's done, go home.
Right.
And I could be like, my 4th Emmy that I won, or 3rd, one of them was for the Vegas shooting.
Yes.
I was already there covering an O.J. Simpson story. He was getting out of jail. And they were like, hey, we think that there's like some kind of maybe a shooting. We're hearing it on the police scanner. Can you just go look? I was only supposed to be in Vegas for like 2 days. I ended up being there for 24 days.
Yes.
Right? Because I was covering that story for 2020. And so, like, that's it. Like, that was my life. You just... Right. It was anything they wanted, when they wanted, how they wanted, as long as it was, how long it took. Yeah. Yeah. And then when you're there, you're sleeping, you know, 3-4 hours a night.
I was going to say, the schedule also is...
Oh, yeah. I'd wake up and be like, where am I again? Oh, yeah. What story am I doing? Okay. Like, you know, yeah.
Definitely. You know, all that I keep thinking of is in so many, how do you communicate this, right? It's in so many ways. Everything happens as it should. Yeah. You know, obviously we have a part in that. So let me be very correct in how I'm saying this. But, you know, it's like you experience that extreme in order to like like, balance out to the other side.
And you talk a lot about yin and yang and balance.
Everything.
And
so like naturally I just go there, but also that's just all I can. You cannot. That is yin and yang, and the duality, the dichotomy. Like the one thing that will always exist is that always exists and it's always changing. And that it's the understanding, which is why it is part of all three of the pillars in my lineage: medicine, movement, mindset. It's your whole life.
Wow.
Is that in every aspect, from our body to the way that we relate to entire life, universe, nature. You see that everywhere. And to me, I say that with such heart. I don't know how to say it. Like I feel it. Because when I find that when people, if I do my job right, correctly, that when people feel it, it gives you such a sense of, I don't know, the word that keeps coming is comfort, which is not one that I always do. Like security, just knowing, okay, this actually is life. Doesn't mean it always
interesting too,
sticks,
because it's almost like, they say what you give, you keep. What you share is you get to keep.
Yes.
And so when you're doing that for someone, it's almost like you feel safe because you've made them feel safe.
Yes.
And there's a comfort in like, oh, spirit is behind this. So,
yes. Beyond. I mean, my faith, I don't know what I would do. And so now it's come up a number of times, so I will say it, because you literally just said it. When you shared that, when you are able to share your gifts and see the effects, which is the ultimate goal, all that came to my mind is something that my father, my greatest teacher, who learned from his master in the mountains of Korea, much different. And I love saying that because it's not far from, it's my father. It's not like 10 generations from.
Yeah.
And what he taught, something I have never said out loud really, is first you learn and then you earn. And that's all I keep hearing is a hard one to put into words. A lot of this is, but anyways, that's what I hear.
How would you interpret earn?
So like earning in this life, that's what's hard, because he spoke still with like a Korean accent and the Korean language, which unfortunately I did not know. I was first generation here, so that was another thing. I know that there's a better translation for that, which I should find out. But earning is like, first we know yourself is key number one, right? So first we have to learn and absorb, and then really the human way, the human connection, it's hard for me to just use words, is earning is like we give unto others. Like that is the most important. Both of those things are, right? Without you, guess what? You don't exist. So that stands.
Well, as you say, so when you say you, that's what I'm curious about, because I think when people listen, when I did, for sure, if I was a teenager or something and I was listening and people would say, know thyself, right?
Yes.
I would think they meant know this, the body, know that, but this is not me.
Yes.
What I am is the witness of this.
Yes.
And so like even on the way here, the reason why the whole share thing even came up is on the way here. I'm always talking to spirit. So I was like, please be there.
Yes.
Like if there's a message you need shared, like be that for me here on this podcast. And the first thing that I got was, you don't go alone. As in like spirit's always with you wherever you go. So you're not doing this podcast alone, whatever it is. And then the next thing was, and what you share, you keep. And that like everything that the ego gives, like if I came here and brought you flowers or a deck or something, everything the mind is giving is temporary, it's fleeting, it can be destroyed, it can be burned, whatever. But what spirit gives is permanent. And what that is miracles and ideas, sharing ideas. Because when I share it, it strengthens in me.
Absolutely.
Whereas everything else I give, like if I give you my phone, I'm losing something. Because in the material world, it's always like that. It's like give, lose. But
give and take, or
gives
whatever
and it multiplies when it's given.
Yes.
So if I'm doing a session with somebody and they experience a miracle, somebody yesterday told me she's not doing any treatment for her cancer, only working with me and taking like supplements. We did like 3 or 4 now, and her cancer's gone, she told me yesterday.
Oh my goodness,
So
Frank.
when I see a miracle, I'm like, wow, that just shows how great spirit is and how amazing this whole thing is. Not necessarily our ego mind.
Yes,
which
not like,
wants
look
to
what
be
I
the
did.
great,
We know better. No, this is
and then
a vessel.
It's amplified
vessels.
because it's like, that's what it means. Like when it's shared, it strengthens in me too. That I, because I get to witness that.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Jenelle Kim, 9th generation doctor of Eastern medicine, founder and formulator, manufacturer of JBK Wellness Labs, martial artist, and practitioner of the Tao. I am so grateful for the opportunity to have this podcast, The Experts. The intention behind this is to, my favorite thing as a Taoist, as the Taoist beauty and longevity expert that is, my favorite thing is to take away the complication. Why make life harder than it has to be? And so what I wish to share in this life are practical and effective tools that have been passed down in my lineage, but really in ancient medicine for thousands of years. So the point behind this podcast is to bring you the experts. So you truly have a place to come for all things on the 3 pillars: medicine, movement, and mindset. And so in appreciation for all of you tuning in, I would love to offer you a promo code, DJK, Dr. Jenelle Kim, DJK15 for 15% off my new collection of products, core collection of some of my favorite products. You know that I manufacture for brands carried in Credo, Sephora, Ritz-Carlton's, Nordstrom, you name it, for over 20 years. And these are some of my favorite products. It's a beautiful face serum, face oil, and a muscle and joint product that was launched at the NBA All-Star Game. I'm grateful. And these products have been handed down in my lineage, these formulas, for 9 generations. I combine them with the best longevity ingredients that exist, and I cannot wait for you to try them. And also, you are able to use that code for any of my moving, meditation, or Qigong courses. In many ways, yes. Okay, so in many ways, that's the case. Another way that I always kind of just reflect upon is something happens, and we all know that, not everyone, but like when you teach, you absorb it in a different way.
Yeah.
It's just a thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
so that's
true.
another way of
So
saying it,
true.
not as, but maybe that also will resonate with some. But no, I love that.
Yeah.
What you share, you will keep. That makes a lot of sense. And how I was taught, first you learn and then you earn. Honestly, it means the same thing.
Yeah,
the way that I
love
understand.
That. Yeah, it
you
feels
know?
the same.
Doesn't it?
Yeah,
But yes, I
yeah.
should get better at. That's why I don't share it, because people are like, "What
translation.
are you saying, Jenelle?" I was like, "I don't actually know how to put this in order." So never mind. We will wait for that one. But I guess today was the day. Okay, I love that. And so so then here you are. You are on the go all the time. You are an amazing journalist. You're talking about you were in Vegas. So what made you, that's not the correct way of saying it, but.
Well, everyone thinks that there's like
Yes.
a catalyst
Yes,
moment.
yes.
But for me, honestly, it was like in my personal life anyway. And everybody at ABC knew it, right? I was always like
Yes.
the weird, like, what are you doing now? I'd be like, I'm rafting down the Grand Canyon with a Hopi Indian, you know?
I love that. Oh, gosh. At some point, you have to tell us some of the things that you've done. I love
or like,
knowing.
you know, the shamanic ceremonies, whether it's Peru or Mexico or wherever, Costa Rica, doing plant medicines. Like just in my personal life, that was my life.
Always. Yes.
Always. Like just exploring, seeking. And then, yeah, I met 3 different healers around the same time that all utilized magnets, and they all had different techniques, but they all were adamant that I learn. And I just was like adamant that, no, I'm a journalist. And they were all like, no, you're a healer, you know?
Interesting.
It was really interesting. And they all used magnets. And so I started to learn and take on clients, but it was like friends, family, just like maybe 2 or 3 people. If I would speak at a conference and I would get a few clients, but nothing like serious, right? I was still a journalist.
Yes.
Then when I decided to leave ABC, as things were kind of getting a little busier with the energy healing, and I decided to leave. And I mean, there was many factors, but that was one of them.
Yes.
And when I did, I booked out for like 3 months within like a week of leaving.
Yes.
And I was booked out for like 3 months, and then that's never really gone down, and it's been 4 years,
Yes.
you know, and it's mostly word of mouth or like speaking on podcasts and things like that. But
Yes.
It's just incredible, the stories that come out of these clearings.
I know I really enjoy hearing you share those. But like I said to you, I would love to hear what are some of, I know you have had the opportunity, but you are also very strong spirit. So you've had the experience of, you know, spending time with some like great teachers, awakened people, you know, all the things. Tell us some of them. I'm interested.
Okay.
You know?
Oh man. Yeah. I mean, well, there's like the big ones that are sort of mainstream, like, you know, Sadhguru, or Sri Ravi Shankar, who created the art of living.
Right.
These are like massive gurus with millions of followers. And I've been,
Which is funny because my new book, I'm sorry, we're friends, so I'm doing this like in real life. My new edition is called The Korean Art of Living Well. But you just said that, I was like, oh, that's so beautiful.
Oh,
I'm
like the
grateful.
art of living. Yeah, living well.
Okay, please
it's
go
so
ahead.
true.
Like, wait.
Yeah.
Yes, go.
I saw the cover, by the way, so beautiful.
Do you like it,
you
Frank?
gave it to
Okay,
me.
good. Yes.
You gave it to me.
No,
But
the
it
new
doesn't have the
edition.
new, yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It doesn't have the title. I saw that on your Instagram.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I mean, they've been amazing. I've been lucky to be like one-on-one with them and no cameras, just like in a conversation.
Yes.
And like, yeah, there was things that, they're like a mirror for you. You know, so
Yes.
they just show things, even if it's triggering or whatever else. So really powerful teachers. Kundalini as itself, like Kundalini yoga, has always been a really big part of my journey. I would say like the biggest teachers really interesting are not like the people.
Right.
They've been Kundalini as a practice, I would say in the beginning, it's not my path anymore. Plant medicine as well, not my path anymore. Like both of those things I probably would never do again, but they were so instrumental at the time, like huge.
What a beautiful way of putting it.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I've definitely, like now everything that I can get from like the Kundalini experience or even like ayahuasca or something like that, I want to get there and do get there on my own. In my own transcendental like way.
Yes.
But A Course in Miracles, this book, I don't know if you've heard of it, is really has been like one of my greatest teachers in life, because whenever I would meet like a massive guru or a teacher of any kind, as enlightened as they were, it always like went back to a principle from that book. And what I like about it is like they teach you how to implement the work.
It's my favorite.
You know, so there's like a workbook attached to it with like a daily lesson to like solidify this in your head.
Yes,
you know?
to absorb it,
it's
to
so
make it your
powerful,
own.
that book. Yeah.
Okay, you did tell me that, so yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, beautiful. Oh my goodness, it's like so much comes in. And okay, reframing. I want to say it correctly. I already know, but reframing negative thinking. That's so important.
Yeah.
I know in my lineage, my life, how I practice what I preach is it's the training of the mind. The third pillar is mindset, right? And that is, it's all medicine. Yeah. Like we pay so much attention to, I do this for a living, making all the products and, skincare, supplements, eating correctly, movement is medicine. However, or in addition to the third pillar, mindset, like how we train our mind is, they're all important, but is vital.
It's so up there. Yeah.
And that's how I look at that. And I have a feeling we're similar. So tell us, meaning it's like training, it's habits, it's constant, it never ends.
We can go like so deep, like into like the really questioning, who am I? Who's having this thought right now? Whatever, all this stuff. Yes. But on a more like practical level, like this was my TEDx talk was more about this.
Yes.
So like making it practical. So, because I think a lot of people, it's like baby steps before you get into the whole like go to a cave and who am I, self-inquiry. First, like watch the mind and actually just like get to, like know what you're up against kind of in a way.
Yes.
Like you have to know how powerful this mind is. It's so powerful.
Yes.
So powerful. It literally creates reality. So in that sense, like what I always say is, okay, look at, there's different types, like fortune telling, for example, is something the mind does, right? It already decides something is going to go wrong, something in the future. Now it's fortune telling. What will happen? What is that person going to say?
I've never heard it in that way. That is so
fortune
interesting.
Telling, yeah.
Yes.
And then there's like something else called a mind filter. And a mind filter is when like one single detail in a whole scenario and that is negative, and that's the one thing your mind just fixates on, right? It's like the way I described it in the TEDx talk was a drop of ink in a glass of water. And that one little drop just discolors your entire reality. And now you're just seeing the whole story that way, right? So when you see these little things come up or jumping to conclusions, that's a common one.
Yes.
When you see these things happen, you just do 3 simple steps. And the first is just recognize it. That's the biggest thing. Catch it. Because you could follow it down the rabbit hole and just start taking yourself down there. Or you could just realize, oh, I'm fortune telling right now.
Yes.
Okay, there you go. And then the second step is to write it down. Because when you write it down, it engages a different part of your brain. So you're actually looking at it. And now you're looking at it and you're able to evaluate it better.
I will say, I wanted to hear it. Okay, and we will repeat. But really interesting because, of course, I know we are on the same path in many, many ways. And I talk about the 3 A's. We don't have to, but the first step is acknowledge. Like you have to look at it.
Yeah.
We're saying the same thing. Yours is writing it down, which so many people resonate with. For those that this might also, that's why I want to stop for a moment, is I have to say it out loud.
Say it out loud. And honestly, for me too, actually.
I'll talk to myself all the time. I actually talk to myself. I encourage everyone to talk to yourself. You walk around, you talk to yourself.
Do you know what your human design is?
Okay.
You might,
actually, Jen,
you might be a projector.
No?
Okay, generator.
I should like call Jen real quick or like text her. It's a there's 2.
Or manifesting generator.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. That's great. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a projector, and what I've heard is that, I'm really not great with human design, but I was on a podcast and she read me, and it was like really good.
It's interesting.
It's good.
Yes.
But it might not even be that I am a projector, but it might be because of my lines, like where your lines are. But she told me, she's like, oh, you have to speak everything.
Oh my gosh, that's so
and
interesting.
It's so true. Frank. It was exactly that. Like you have to, even like scenarios, I have to talk them out loud, and then I'm like, okay, got it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what I call it, I heard you say that as well, is it's like our brains, our mind, because it's so powerful. I call it short circuiting.
Yeah.
Like if you don't do that, you short circuit.
Yeah.
Or I'll even say out loud sometimes, like, I'm sorry, I have to say this real quickly. Cause I have trained myself. You know, we do know how to balance ourselves, ground ourselves, regulate our nervous system. So I know, oh no, I have to say this right now, get this kind of
like close that circuit,
acknowledge it to close that circuit. Because otherwise, and I see so many people do that. It's not easy.
But see, that's you like knowing your mind.
Yes.
And say, oh wait, hold on, I'm going to catch it.
That's part of the reframing.
Yeah, exactly.
Negative, whatever it might be.
So that takes me to the third part, which is reframe, which actually is what you just said, reframe. And that's the third part. And that's like, okay, you wrote it down or said it out loud.
Yes.
And then you go, okay, let me come up with the evidence for this. Because the mind says like that, you know, Dr. Jenelle is mad at me for not being able to go to dinner tonight.
Right.
Right? That's what my mind's telling me, let's say. So then I'll write it down and go, okay, well, is that true? Like, did she... what's the evidence for that? And I can't really actually find anything, right? It's like,
because maybe we texted and you have no idea, and maybe I didn't answer my phone.
Exactly.
Let's go there, right? How often does this happen?
So
and
true.
I might be recording a podcast with someone and didn't write you back, and you're sitting wherever being like, now she's mad at me. What am I going to do? And creating this whole story in our mind. I mean, we do it. I'm Taoist, right? And so same principle is the same. It was like stop doing that to ourselves.
Just catch the mind. Yeah.
Yes.
And or like somebody, let's say, got laid off, and then what does your mind say? Oh, you're unemployable.
Yes.
But then look at the evidence. Okay, I've held steady jobs in the past. I have certifications. I have degrees. Yeah, it's a letdown, but it's not the end of the world, right? It's an obstacle. It's not the end of my journey,
right?
And then when you're able to reframe it like that, the mind goes, oh, okay, and it kind of like lets go.
And you said my other favorite thing, like because the short circuiting all these words, to me, the most important thing at this moment in life, I believe, is letting go for like us as human beings to return. Right. And so again, that's another, in fact, I'm creating this community called the Ensō Circle. I call it that because that's the symbol, the Tao, right?
Return. Yeah.
It's that. And really what how do you even put that? The phrase, the principle is from nothing comes everything.
Yeah.
And that is always, like even when I say it, something happens inside, you know, and that's what I wish to share. But I know we all, because from nothing comes everything. Meaning if we let go, that's detachment. It's so important in my own life, particularly in the last couple of years. You know, that is truly brought me more peace. I can speak for myself, but I know this. That's what our ancient teachers taught us. That was my father. That was his master. So much of it had to do with purifying the mind. Of course, purifying the body, purifying the spirit, letting things go. Because once you let it go, all of that, let's not even call it negativity, but just, you know, I don't know, things that don't serve us.
There's always more.
Yes.
It's
constant.
More. Yeah.
This is a constant practice. That's why we have to do medicine, movement, mindset.
And join communities like yours, because it's like you need the reminder.
Yes, constantly.
Yeah.
So I think that's so beautiful. And reframing, that's not a word I always use, but yes, and letting things go. And that's what, let's stay there for one more moment, because detachment is something that we, is a part of our lives. I know I can speak for you in this way, but it is something still in this modern Western world that people are like, well, detachment, what does that just mean? Like you disconnect? No, it's exactly the opposite.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually like you fully connect because when you're able, I'll let you if you want.
No, please, you take over. I've
well,
talked enough.
Like for me, like the more because I think people are also afraid of losing themselves or their personality or whatever it is, but it's actually like you become more yourself.
Yes.
And the false part of you, that's what you're letting go.
Yes.
The part that doesn't really serve you.
The stories.
Yeah, the
Let's
stories.
call it that,
exactly.
That we're
the thing that keeps you in the past. Because the mind, which is great, by the way, the mind is the reason why there's this, somebody had to use their mind to build this podcast studio. Like the mind, it actually does great things. But it thinks it's the boss is the problem.
Yes.
And forgets that you forget, like, no, actually, you're here to serve me.
Yes.
You know, the spirit, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, and so that's what it is. It can create, but it can create out of fear or out of love.
Yes.
It can create out of alignment or misalignment.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And to be aware of that is all we can do. And then we reframe in such a way, we train our mind in such a way that we create better habits. That's really what it comes down to. You know, we can have all the beautiful things, which the surprise is. Like live here on air or whatever we call this. Maybe I'm
like, wait, what's the surprise? What's the surprise?
Is you doing an energy healing on me? Are you kidding?
Yes, I don't allow these things. Let's do it. Are you ready?
I don't know. Are we doing it right now? Maybe we should.
Let's do an energy
What are you going to do to me, Frank?
Okay, so the way I always like to start is first by, when we're recording, it's a little different. I do it quicker. I do more like, Okay. But do you have a specific intention, or do you want me to just see? So what I do for anybody listening is that first, we'll ask your subconscious, what the blocks are in a particular area.
We're really doing this. Everyone, this is a big deal for me, okay? I like, as much as I very much am open, I like have to say it out loud to my own self. I don't know what it's called. Yes, it is. At the end of the day, you're right. But I tend to be very private unless I'm around, my people. But you know what?
It's interesting.
Here we are.
You can always cut it out.
You're
so
right,
know
but
that.
everyone knows me. I'm not going to cut anything. It's great. That's fine. I like messed up a word earlier. And the amazing producer here, Jesse, he was often like, do you want to do something? No, it's fine. So
leave it. It's natural. It's real.
Yes.
So do you have a specific area of life, or do you want me to just see what comes up?
Why don't we just see what comes up?
And what I'll do is...
Because then I won't use my brain.
One of those, I told you, there's like amazing people I've worked with. And one of them was a shaman. One was a curandera in Mexico. Another was an energy healer. He's kind of a chiropractor, energy healer named Dr. Bradley Nelson in Utah. And so this is kind of more his method of like how to use the magnet.
Tell us a little bit about the magnet, because I did want to ask you that before, which is interesting.
All three
yin
of
and
these,
yang,
because the Mexican curandera, who was really amazing, that I went and worked with in Mexico for a couple of weeks, she would just lay these on your body.
Okay, so these, for people who are just listening and can't see, may I, Frank?
Yes.
Okay, do they come apart?
Don't split them up.
Frank's like, I'm going to do exactly what I'm not supposed to. Is it even okay that I'm holding? It's like a circle. It is a circle. Kind of attached.
Kind of like a flower of magnets.
It does. It looks like a flower of magnets that I almost just took apart, but then somebody was like, don't. And Frank's like,
because a special friend of mine made it for me, Brian, Brian Garcia here. And he, I found something. Yeah.
Go
ahead. And he made these for me. But so basically, he uses them the same way she did, which just places them on the body wherever there's a blockage. Then the shaman that in Africa, he would put, or not, he wasn't in Africa, he's African. He would put this in, he would put it in your, in the palm of your hand. And the other one was Dr. Bradley Nelson. He uses it where he'll swipe it over the governing meridian.
Yes.
Right? So that's what I'm doing.
Yes.
I like that method the most, but they all work.
Which, by the way, is Chinese medicine, Eastern medicine.
The governing meridian?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, maybe, I don't know, I can't speak on all ancient, but I know for a fact that's Eastern medicine. Yeah. Other ancient medicines, is what I was saying.
Yeah.
And that's your do channel. So it's part of the extraordinary channels.
Yes. Yeah. One of the extraordinary meridians.
So you have 12 channels that connect to all your organ systems, and that's what I speak about, where they connect to your organ systems, run throughout all of your body, and they're like the rivers. You want to keep the flow. Yeah. Long story short. And then you have extraordinary meridians. One runs down the complete front of your body that connects, has very important, every point is important, but very extraordinary, connects to your organ systems in a very unique way. That's the Ren and the Do. So Ren is yin because it's feminine, darkness, softness, complex, right? And that runs down the front, so do and governing runs down the back. That's why that's the yang channel, which is interesting. That's the channel. And why I loved this, and I'll end here, is that in Eastern medicine, way before it was even Eastern medicine, what they saw was like animals or people were more, their front of their body was actually towards the earth. And that's how it was actually more dark, more soft, more protected. Hence red and yin. And that the do on your back, starting from, basically your head all the way down, touch the sun. That's yang. Light, warmth, all the things.
Yeah.
There you go.
And they do say that it's also an entry point. I've heard people say an entry point for things coming in and out.
Yes. Well, do 20 is on the top of your head. And you take your ears, you go to the top. Incredibly important point. I'm certain
I do
Kundalini.
It with Kundalini, but also like when they do oil pulling and stuff in God, what's it called? Obviously Ayurveda, but in Panchakarma. Okay. And they'll literally drip oil on that spot.
There you go. And that's I need to at some point. Anyways, now I'm like, it keeps coming up. So I'm just going to say this. So it has to happen because now I'm making a statement. In a year, and you are one of the absolute people I would be honored and would love to have, I will be putting on an event myself. A lot of work, and it's called Pivot, right? And so a lot of these things we will be discussing.
Very so anyways, cool.
And one of the things is we should go through this and have people on. Don't let me forget, Frank.
Yeah.
Maybe you can help me moderate it, or we'll do something special. But I would love to have people in these ancient medicines speak together. I didn't even think about this yet. I haven't had a moment to show how many similarities
they're so
there are.
common. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I want to show everyone that. I want to know.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Okay, so let's do the clearing. All right. So, okay. I'm going to just, so what I'll do is people, if you're watching, if not, it's fine. We don't have to describe it. I'm just going to be doing something called muscle testing.
Okay.
And that's to verify everything that's coming to me.
Okay,
So I'll make a note here. Are you comfortable sharing your age?
Yes.
Okay. How old are you?
40. Wait, I'm 43. I can't even remember.
43.
What are you doing to me
good,
already,
good.
Frank? I don't know. I'm 1052.
Because what I like to do is give you that, right? Because what I like to do is give everybody an age for each thing. So
Yes,
if I say
okay.
like, oh, you have abandonment at this age, I want to tell you what age, right?
Okay.
So that you can identify it.
Oh, goodness.
Okay.
All right. Are we filming this? Or, of course we are.
All right. Okay, so let's see what happens here. I'm here only to be truly helpful. I'm here to represent Spirit who sent me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do because Spirit directs me. I am content to be wherever you wish, knowing you go there with me. I will be healed as I let you teach me to heal. Okay, my clearing for Jenelle. Good. The first thing is energetic. Okay, post-traumatic, offensive, mental. Emotion. Okay, good. So the first thing we're going to clear is actually an emotion.
Okay.
So these are stuck somewhere in the body.
All right.
Okay. From dad, just go back further than dad, more than 5 generations. Of course, this would be okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, that doesn't go back further than that. Can I clear it? Okay. The first thing we're going to clear. It's really interesting. It's so rare that the first thing is inherited, but it's inherited longing, like longing in the heart from your dad, and he inherited it from his dad.
Okay.
And when I clear it from you, it clears from both of them too. So they won't take it with them now wherever they are. Yeah. From if any of your children have this, it'll be cleared from them. If any of your siblings. So basically we're clearing it from the line. And it's actually really interesting as I clear it, just so that they're not watching me, just clear it. I was on a podcast the other day of somebody named Dr. Chris Motley, and he's from Ancient Health Podcast. Okay. And he's a Chinese medicine doctor as well, traditional Chinese medicine. And he was saying that his mom is Korean. That's his lineage on that side. His dad is American.
Oh,
and
yes.
Right.
Like
yeah.
me,
similar.
but
The other way around.
Yes.
Yeah. And his what he was saying is that if you have an inherited bacteria or virus or something, like it's not yours, you inherited it, it was passed in by one of your parents, but it's in your brain or something. He said, if you do a brain detox or whatever you do and you clear it from you, it's cleared from them too.
That makes sense.
Because if you inherited it, the resonance stops on one end, just like two tuning forks. When one of the resonance stops, the other one stops too. And he said, so it'll stop vibrating the renaissance of it in the other person. I had never heard it like that. But I said to him, it's interesting because when I clear something inherited from somebody, it clears from their ancestry as well.
Because we're all connected that way too.
Yeah. Okay, there's a mental block that I'm also going to clear from you.
Okay.
This is level 2. It's no level 2. It's a broadcast message. Okay. It's actually a broadcast that you're broadcasting out. We're all broadcasting things out like a radio tower. And some things are positive and some are negative. And people are picking up this broadcast. So let's see what it is. It's in column. Okay, make me surrender. Rescue me. 35. Do you need to know more? It's from age 38. And it says I can clear it without knowing more, but if you have anything you want to share from that age, you can.
38.
So
funny.
About 5 years ago. So about 2020. What
should I do?
Nothing. I cleared it. It's done.
Okay,
But
I didn't know if you wanted
have
me
anything
to say.
share, you can. Yeah.
Okay.
If it resonates
Thank
and you want to share what that is, then yeah. But if not, you can just say, okay, I know what that is, or I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Okay, so there's a misalignment somewhere in the body. It's a system misalignment. One of your meridians.
Okay.
One of the extraordinary meridians that you mentioned. Yeah, it's on the side.
It's probably due.
You can probably tell us what this is, but the yang linking meridian.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
Do you know what that is?
Well, it literally links all the yang meridians.
Really?
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So it's strong. I hear you.
Feel the program belief. What's associated with that is a belief that's been programmed.
Okay.
Is it a program? Okay, good. And the program beliefs in column B. Let's see. Yeah. 04. Okay. 06. Okay. Okay. 40. Do we need to know more than that? This is actually related to your work. So
Okay.
I don't know if it's around social media or around having a new podcast, because I know there's a lot of stress with that. I had it in the beginning. So I don't know. I don't want to project that onto you. But there's the belief, the programmed belief, I will never be loved. And it started at 43. So that tells me that it's very recent.
How interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. I take this in.
Okay. The healer meridian still down. Okay, there's something else here. Good, it's energetic. It's post-traumatic. There's another programmed belief. Usually if it's programmed, it doesn't come from you. Like the last one I just said too, a programmed belief is usually hypnotic.
Interesting.
So it's like a suggestion that somebody makes that ends up, a belief gets formed around it.
Okay, I appreciate that because I very much want to, I just want to communicate this because I want to be very open and communicate where I'm coming from to everyone who's listening and not watching.
Yeah.
Is I'm not answering right now because I don't just say things to say things.
Yeah.
So when I actually have something to say, I promise I will say it. But I'm taking this in because like I would never expect to have heard that. And I appreciate that I know that there's things.
Yeah.
But interesting that you communicated that to me.
At the age of 32, so I don't know if anything comes to mind, another program, and that is I ruin everything.
Again, it's so interesting that. Now that's near the time that my father passed,
Yeah.
but not yet. I was 33, which is my lucky number. That's the year that he passed.
Really?
Yes.
At 32, was there like anything, like were there signs or anything?
I knew.
Oh, you knew.
I knew. I don't,
Okay.
Obviously I didn't know. He was the healthiest. It was very
I will ruin everything.
unexpected.
Is that all related to that?
So
Okay,
no,
I need to know more.
I did not know, but deep down I knew.
Yeah. And it's also related to him somehow.
Yes,
So there
we
could
are
have been
so
something.
connected.
Yeah. Even though it's
Yes.
before. Yeah. I will ruin. But I'm saying I will ruin everything is somehow related.
Okay.
So something around that. Maybe like, oh, I'll try to save him, but I know I can't. I'll ruin everything,
yeah.
whatever. But there's a program there.
That 100%. Of course you go there. I was just speaking to someone very special to me about that aspect of grief, especially when I was with him when he passed, as a doctor and a daughter and all the things you can imagine,
God, yeah, the responsibility. Man. Okay. One of the brain glands is asking for something. It's holding on to something.
Help. No, I'm just joking. It's
your
too much.
pineal gland. But there's another misalignment that's causing the pineal to be imbalanced. It's just a misalignment, chakra misalignment. It's the chakra, it's the crown chakra, it's the brow. It's your brow chakra, no, throat chakra, heart chakra, solar plexus. Your solar plexus, and the associated meltdown energetic. Okay, I'm gonna write this down.
Yes.
So that we don't forget it.
Please, thank you.
Because now there's
You're
another one
now
under
reading
it.
my mind. I'm
Well,
like,
I knew it was being
pineal,
recorded,
solar.
but I need to remember. So
Yes.
pineal gland, solar plexus. Okay, and the associated balance there is another. This is skeleton. Okay, meridian. Another meridian, extraordinary meridian, not organ. The conception meridian.
Ren.
What is that?
That's the Ren.
Yes. Okay.
It's the one down the front of the body.
Yep. Okay, good. And the associated balance there is energetic.
As Frank is doing this, I can speak, right, Frank?
Yes,
okay,
please.
Okay. As Frank is doing this, I want to, and I would tell you all, sitting in the car for hours, I don't love. Sometimes it makes me, I can feel a little bit. But my point being, in general, I'm so grateful, knock on wood, I don't have any ailments that I could tell you all. And why I say that is it's very interesting to me to hear all of this because that is energy, right? Different than what we think is just, back pain or my stomach hurts or, I have any hormonal imbalances.
Did we clear this? Yeah. There was worry from the age of 7.
Yeah.
And that's what the conception meridian was holding on to.
This is accurate.
Oh, you know it?
Very accurate.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there anything else that's causing the conception meridian? Okay. And that was the only thing imbalancing your conception meridian. So that's good. Pretty clear.
Yes.
But the solar plexus, something there. Is the solar plexus still not misaligned? Oh, no, sorry. Solar plexus is clear too. Pineal gland is misaligned. Your pineal gland is asking for something. So it's not, that part's not done. It's not energetic. Okay, it's post-traumatic. And it's funny because like you said, thank God, you don't have anything that you're going through physically. But I always tell people too, like this in your body for 20 more years.
Yes, 100%. Couldn't agree more. And I want to make it very clear that I resonate with, of course, Eastern medicine and the very logical ways they look at things.
Yeah.
I have a place for Western, and I say that for all the reasons for all who are listening. But when you say that to me, what that does is I choose that I now have awareness on it. Why not? Can't hurt anything.
Yeah.
Mine goes deeper. I recognize and connect with,
This is probably going to be related to your father. Well, it definitely is.
Yes.
It has to be because it's at age 33. And the broadcast, like being broadcasted out, is why me.
Sure.
And it's from age 33. And that was pineal gland.
Yes.
Yeah. Did we clear this broadcast? Good. Is the pineal gland still imbalanced or misaligned? Okay, let's clear one more thing if we can. Yeah. Let's just do something small, like energetic post-traumatic. Nothing is small, but you know what I mean.
Yes.
Like not another whole, like looking into the different organs.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, it's another broadcast. Rescue me again. Okay, I just want to make sure it's just, yes, rescue me. Yeah, definitely. It's from age 40. I had to double check because for some reason I thought it would be like closer to around dad.
Yes.
But no, it's from age 40.
So interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I thought a lot more, honestly, would be pulled from my childhood.
Oh, yeah.
But certainly the last couple of years have been.
What's funny is a lot of people say that.
Yes.
Everyone always thinks, oh, I thought you would go to my childhood. But
Yes.
I think what happens, and my favorite thing is when I work with people, they do like a package of like 6 or 7 because it's like the subconscious is so interesting the way it works. Sometimes like somebody will come in and be like, actually, this is a real story, and I've told it a couple of times, but it's such a good example of it.
Yes.
This guy's like a business guy, like so entrepreneurial, and he was like, I want to work on like clearing any blocks around my business.
Sure.
And I was like, well, we have to clear your esophagus first because it's completely messed up. And he was like, oh, I throw up every single day. I've been doing it for like 10 years or whatever it was. And he said, I get anxious, like really anxious. I make myself throw up, and then I'm good.
I feel better. It's like but then that's stagnation. So in Eastern medicine,
he like move the energy,
yes,
right?
you move the energy. It's
Some
literally
people,
your
when they do
stomach's
that,
way of doing it.
They won't poop, because
Yes.
like they're holding on to things. Yeah.
Stagnant energy.
Yeah. So yeah, good point. And so so I said, before we even work on your business, we have to clear your esophagus. We did it, and he told me he told me like 3 weeks later, I think it was, because he ended up doing a package. He said, in the last 3 weeks, I've thrown up once, and normally I would have thrown up every single day because he throws up every day. He said, and even that one time, I was forcing it to see if I would feel better if I did it.
Interesting.
And he was like, even then, I didn't need to,
Because the energy was, moved.
So, right? So it was like there was stuck energy in his body, and he moved it. And I say that to say, like, sometimes we can't get even to your childhood until we clear this thing.
No, that makes
right?
sense.
It's like you have these things, and then when we clear that, then we can get to this. Then to it's so interesting how that works.
Yes, funny that I even said that because the truth is that not everyone is. Yes, I went.
But sometimes it's like
all
directly childhood.
Yes, but yes, no, I certainly there were
sometimes that's
very,
like
very
the
shocking.
first thing.
Yes,
yeah.
But it also brings awareness to pay attention of the last couple of years in different ways too, which I know, but maybe it's a little more fresh. Yeah. I also know and am in the process always, but particularly in the last couple of years, I've chosen to make, probably some of the biggest shifts. I can't think of a better word right now in my life. Like finally made up my mind. Like, okay, this is how I wish to live, and I'm so grateful. I have exactly what I teach is exactly what I utilize. That's when people are like, wow, Jenelle, Dr. Kim, I really feel like you're so bad. I want to like Billy Madison where he shakes the candle. You don't understand. I couldn't live without this.
It's so true though. Like you're what's the word? Like you practice what you preach.
Beyond.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm not even, my point being in conclusion for this topic is maybe I'm still pretty close to it that I don't even recognize yet, right? That this is what you just walked through. So, right? So I just want to be aware. I don't want to attach to it. Let it be known.
Yeah.
I let it go. But yes.
Yeah. Well, thanks for letting me do that.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Frank. I'm so grateful.
Of course.
I'm so grateful.
Normally it's like usually hour-long sessions, but you never know in 5 minutes. Like there was one woman who came to one of my retreats in Costa Rica, and she just came up on stage. We only had like 2 minutes to do a clearing. but she had restless leg syndrome. She's in her 40s. She's had it, daily since she was 19.
Right.
And it cleared permanently, and it was 5 minutes.
Yes. Again, all of this, when you understand the body in terms of chi, like vital energy, that's why I'm on a mission to constantly have people understand like to whatever absorbs to them and don't understand exactly, or you don't need to know meridians and you don't to stop making it so complicated.
Yeah.
Just that there's energy everywhere and it flows. And the secret to like the fountain of youth for beauty, the secret to longevity, the truth is I do have that answer. And the answer is everything has to function because it knows how, but if you continue to have it function and flow, really it comes down to that.
Yeah,
I mean, so much more,
so
of
like
course.
No stagnation, just keep things moving.
Constantly, things have to flow.
Yeah.
All in life, I mean, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual,
all of
relationships, literally it all comes down to that. And if you really just absorb that, then everything you look at, you see that way, right? It's and it's so vital. Like in a relationship, you see it. There's stagnation, and if you bring it down to that, And the other thing lately, now that I'm just saying everything that really resonates, and I'm starting to say, is this purposeful, Frank? And like now I'll do an energy clearing. So Jenelle
your
says
solar
everything.
plexus are clear. It's like
we could
solar
not
plexus
be here.
is confidence. So that
There you go. We could not. There's a chance we are not here tomorrow.
Yeah.
I watched it happen with my father, and I say it somewhat recently. I'll say it again. It was the greatest gift he ever gave me, which is crazy to say, but it's true because all the time I'm reminded, and I hope that resonates with people. Like when you look at life like that and have joy and fulfill, it's not negative. It's not pessimistic. But if you really think about, I might not be here tomorrow, or that person might not be here tomorrow, from children to your siblings, to your parents, to your relationship that you're in, you just see things differently. Or at least it gives you the option, the choice, the encouragement, How much does it really matter?
Oh, yeah.
Do you really need to be that mad?
Right.
Is it really okay with you that you're not talking to that person?
Right.
Really, should you keep thinking about doing that, that opportunity, that career path that you've always wanted and you're just too scared? Because if you're gone tomorrow, and you stand in front of, to me, it's God, or whoever it is that you stand in front of, or yourself, like, what are you going to say to yourself? It's an interesting thing. So that's that, Frank.
I have nothing to add.
I know, look at that. Okay, right? It's like 2:29. A couple more minutes. But okay, so I'm so grateful. I want to take this moment. I'm grateful. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And interestingly, that one of the first times I think I have maybe ever done an energy clearing. Second, someone found me right after my father, actually. I almost forgot about that.
Yeah.
Like literally found me.
Yeah.
That's a whole other story
Yeah.
that I should tell you. But that was the second time, and here it is in front of, basically whoever wants to see it. So I'm grateful. Frank, tell us, I know I already brought up your amazing new course that we discovered together. Is for everyone, but particularly, I understand, particularly for practitioners, based on, it makes complete sense. I knew these things, but anyone listening, of why it's so important to have these things that we're speaking of.
And honestly, it's because I went on that journey, right? Like I was a corporate, even though I was, it's not like traditionally corporate. I was a TV journalist, but still for like a major institution. And, I call it the golden handcuffs. Like it's like a prison, but there's the handcuffs are so pretty, like you don't want to leave.
How interesting.
The life is so interesting. The money is good. The experiences are incredible. The perks are like next level. Forget it. But that's what also keeps you stuck. And unless like that's what you love, great, keep doing that. But if you want to start a business that is more like holistic, astrology, Reiki practitioner, whatever it is that your thing is, breath work, but you don't know yet or you're too scared to make it your full-time thing, that's what the course was kind of at least marketed toward, because when we asked on Instagram, my followers, like what was stopping them, most of them said, I don't know how to monetize my business or create a brand.
It's true.
So it was 67%. So we were like, okay, let's at least market it toward them. But really, if you think about it, I mean, the course is 9 modules, and that's the 9th module. The first 8 are like what is your relationship with food and water? Why is it spiritual? How can it be more spiritual? How do you turn water into literally an oracle that you can ask questions to? Why is it important to drink out of copper and glass? So it's all like preparing your vessel.
Yes.
How to do muscle testing, like I did in this, in your clearing earlier.
Yes.
If people were watching, they'd see I was muscle testing.
And I don't want to interrupt
to
you,
verify
but that's,
everything,
yes.
and it's common, right? Like
Yes.
chiropractors do it, some do. Kinesiology, like it's a very effective way of getting verification if you're doing things fast. So I don't always do it in my sessions, but I do it when I want to be fast, like I am like on a podcast,
yes.
And I want to be efficient. We don't have time to sit there quietly,
Yes.
So really fast, I'm like, is this from 43? Okay, it is from 43. Jenelle, it's from 43,
Beautiful.
And so I teach people how to do that. We teach them all kinds of really incredible things. And once they have access, it's forever. You have these incredibly shot videos. And then there's every Sunday, we have a live call where we all get together. And it's so incredible because I'll do clearings for everyone. There's always a teaching. We'll put somebody in the hot seat and go in on their social media on like
and
what
this
podcast.
Is part of the course.
It's
I just
all
want to make
part
sure.
of the course.
Okay, yes, that's awesome.
So good. They start doing healings together. Like they'll come on and be like, oh, so-and-so, like we met last week and, did a clearing for each other. It's really cool, like the community, but also teaching them like, how do you get on a podcast? We'll put them on blast, like somebody's in the hot seat, and then we'll like look at their Instagram page, on their website, their offerings. What does your package look like?
I mean, that's huge.
What are your pricing? How are you getting aligned clients? Why haven't you thought of this? Why aren't it's just like we really go down and it's been amazing. It's only been a few months so far since we launched, and the stories already are like not what I expected that soon.
And you told me, I believe it was this, because I know you told me that once you launched, I believe this, it was like filled so quickly.
Oh yeah, I mean the first time we only opened it to like I think it was 20 or 30 people. I think it was 30.
And like
the
in
first
5
time.
seconds or something.
Yeah, the first hour. The first hour when we launched it,
seconds,
first hour it was fully booked. I think there was like 3 spots left, and then the next morning those 3 spots were taken. Yeah,
so it should be.
Yeah, so it's really good.
Well, anyone is so fortunate to be.
Thank you. I'm fortunate. Honestly, I'm so fortunate because it's like it gets reinforced, like you said. The more I'm working with these people, really helps, and we've become like a really strong community.
Yes, I love that connection. It's the most important thing.
Yeah,
within ourselves, within
which
each
you
other,
get because you have yours now too.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I'm just beginning, but you can share all the things with me. But thank you, Frank. And so, where can people find you?
So there's my website, frankelaridi.com.
Yes.
If they're interested in the course, that is awakenedhealers.com/join.
Okay.
And then of course Instagram, and my handle is Elaridi.
Yes, I love watching you.
Thank you. It's
earlier.
fun.
I was
it's so good.
Yes, I mean. Yes, I go on personally to see my people. And so you are absolutely one of them.
Same.
Like,
every time I see yours, I'm like,
I know. That's the thing, right? And encourage me to go on. I'm like the opposite of most people. But
I do the same. I only go on, like, check my messages from friends.
Yes, well, that I have to be better at.
Little thing. And
so I apologize if I have not answered you back.
Well, I tell people too, I'm sure you do too. I say, look, I don't have a personal page. I'm not
I do, but I don't think I've looked at it.
It's not social media for me. It's like sharing media.
I love that.
Like, I'm not there to be social.
What a beautiful way of putting it. And there's nothing wrong with social. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I say it for both of us. I already know. But actually, I've had to reframe my thinking on social media. And I love that you just put it that way. Because when I looked at it that way, then I was like, no, I have to do this. And I have to share. And I have to be open and be consistent.
Yeah.
I love that. Sharing media. We should start a whole new now my brain's going, no, we're not doing that, Frank. We have enough jobs.
So you can trademark it.
I have a very good trademark attorney. It's John Kim. So I will get it first.
Brother?
No one try. Basically, brother from another mother, but
just happens to be a Kim too.
Yes, he happens to be a Kim, and amazing. I'm not joking. It's so funny. He'll be like, I can't believe you just plugged me on your podcast. But truthfully, it's it's a good thing to have an amazing trademark attorney.
For sure.
Okay, well. Our time has come to an end, but I'm sure we will have many more times that people will be able to, learn from you. And I'm so grateful to have you in my life, Frank. Like I said, fast friends, but that seems so not just connections, and that's the most important thing. So grateful for you and all that you do. And yes. So
congrats on the show.
Thank you. I do. I love it. Thank goodness. I almost didn't do it. So here we are. Thank you all for joining the experts. The intention behind this is to bring you the insight, the expertise of people who truly care about what they do in all 3 pillars: medicine, movement, mindset. beauty, wellness. And so thank you so much for joining. I encourage you to please share because this information truly makes a difference in people's lives. Subscribe, and I'm just grateful. Thank you.
Thank you.